It's the Slam Dunk.
Yeah, the links to Pati Māori co-leader Debbie Ngāti-Wapaka is now going to backtrack over the leaking of the highly confidential Privileges Committee report is truly astonishing. She's even willing to throw a junior no-name staff member under the bus for mistakenly releasing it via an Instagram post. There's nothing mistakenly about this. I simply do not believe her, and she's making this up now to protect herself and the other two MPs from getting a serious penalty and punishment handed out. That's coming, isn't it? Maybe it's suddenly dawning on her that the game is up and she and her other MPs have behaved like petulant children, like bloody idiots, and they've been, quite frankly, obnoxious and seriously can no longer defend and justify their behaviour. They haven't been able to all along. There is simply no way a Te Pāti Māori staff member would have access to such a report, and if they did, they should never have seen it, let alone make a post. It simply doesn't stack up. Staff don't go off and do these sorts of things off their own bat at Parliament. Staff members at Parliament never do something like this without the direct instruction or approval of their MP. It just doesn't happen. If anything like this happens, it's under the watchful eye of the senior leadership of the party. They instruct it or don't. Stop lying, Debbie. It's making it worse. To make this really clear, you're in the shit, so stop digging. It's simple as that. Ngāti-Wapaka said the Instagram post was a mistake made internally and the party was reviewing it. She says, quote, "We were aware that an Instagram put up last night created a little bit of tension for the chair of the Privileges Committee." Little bit of tension? Even that's patronising. Come on. She said no MP, including the co-leaders, were responsible for the Instagram post. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I find the cover-up worse than the crime, to be honest. And here we go again. What if the committee now decides to call the staff member you say who did it? And they sack that person who can't work again in this country. See what you've done here? People are now talking about a month-long ban from Parliament for these three Māori Party MPs. Now, that would be unprecedented in our political history. A 4-week ban. And two of them, of the MPs, are the co-leaders of the party. Their behaviour has been reprehensible, their approach indefensible, and their credibility is in tatters. And they've lost the respect of MPs across the board. Only the wacko Greens have really stood by them, but even that looks a bit weak now. The country is horrified by you. It is clear Te Pāti Māori holds Parliament in contempt. Not just with the daily rules, but their entire approach to the place. Why they stood for office is beyond me. Can you name one thing that they've won or achieved for Māori voters in the Parliament? They're a deluded, inward-looking vanity project on steroids. Locked inside their own echo chamber with mirror tiles on the walls, and all they can see is defiant brilliance, isn't it? The rest of the country is looking at these guys shaking their head. Or pointing their finger, and they can't stop laughing. And now the country hopes the Privileges Committee dishes out a ban that thumps this party in the face. Sits them on their arse and sits them there for quite some time. The truth is this lot needs a decent dose of humility. Humble yourselves. There's nothing worse than stinking arrogance, and it's worse when you are so arrogant as to behave so badly. It's the sort of behaviour we see from society's misfits and imbeciles in the court as they go down for years. That we all look at them and go, what are you idiots? The Māori parties prove themselves to be poor role models for the young ones who follow their party. And protest is fine, but they've taken protest to a whole new level, downwards, and I urge their followers, if they think this is staunch and cool and to be repeated, then I think you're sadly wrong. Te Pāti Māori thinks the rules don't apply to them. Simple as that. No matter what the decision is of the Privileges Committee, they will claim it's racist and unfair. They need to humble themselves. They've made a mockery of all this, and they've treated it like a joke. And they've treated it like something they can milk for their own PR. There's talk of a 28-day ban. I'd make it much longer. I'll stand my ground about why. The public of this country are fed up. They want a message sent to this party, and the punishment handed out must be severe and a deterrent to others. If you try and, screw Parliament like this, and then the rules must apply and they must be held, like a fire against you. Try this sort of nonsense on a marae and I'm sure you get a lifelong ban and probably something more instant as well. You can probably guess what I mean there. I also want to say that mainstream media has gone light, I reckon, on Te Pāti Māori during the saga. In days gone by, it would have been an old-fashioned pile-up. Why the mainstream media think it's their job to go lightly on such a party showing idiotic behaviour is beyond me. And now Radio New Zealand has turned off public comments on stories about Te Pāti Māori on their website. And in effect, it's shielding them. Why are they doing this? Why shut off the voices of New Zealanders who wish to have a view? It's been noticed. Why isn't Radio New Zealand's Media Watch program, led by Colin Peacock, turning the spotlight on his own organisation? Why is he shielding them on this? It's not racist to do your job properly, and it's little wonder that the public have lost faith in the media.
Editor-in-Chief with Duncan Garner.